In this short presentation, I'm going to provide some update about the online system that the Bureau has implemented for the archive of the communications concerning harmful interference cases affecting terrestrial services. This project was originally presented in the previous WRS 2 years ago, and then that was the idea, and then since then the implementation continued, and now in this presentation quickly I'm going to show you the updates. This information, the majority of this information about the definition of the procedures and how the Bureau processes the reports of the harmful interference has already presented previously. For the terrestrial services, we had a presentation yesterday about this. So the Bureau receives the reports from the administrations through different means, by email, fax, so on, and letters sometimes. And then depending on the case, the Bureau takes actions. Some of them are just for information. Some of them request explicitly the involvement of the Bureau. Some of them request the Bureau to transfer this information for the consideration of the Radio Regulation Board, and so on. So there are so many different cases. Here you may see two graphs about the statistics of the cases that we have received and processed concerning terrestrial services. So in the graph which is on the left side, we see the number of administrations which are affected and which are involved. Involved administrations means those which are affected or affecting. So this is the definition of that. And in the graph which is on the right side, we have we show the number of communications and reports which are received since 2011. So this covers the last 12 years. The communications that we receive through fax, post, or email, sometimes we face some problems. Sometimes we receive duplicates or 3 times one of one communication. Sometimes the communication is delayed because the email server is off or the telefax number is not responding, and so on. And then sometimes there are changes in the administration name or contact address, and that address is not updated by the administration, so it may take time for the Bureau to discover that information through the consultation with that administration. And sometimes this case is the majority of the time it happens that we have lack of data. So we receive a request of assistance from an administration, but the information is not provided. So we need to request the administration to provide us the reports in the Appendix 10 or Appendix 9 and do several exchanges in order to be able to take action. And of course, sometimes we need to do manual work because the Appendix 10 or Appendix 9 reports are filled by hand. Those are handwritten and those are scanned, and then we have to try to read them. Sometimes we may have problems in reading numbers and so on. To overcome all these problems, that is why we have proposed having this system, which is called HITS, Harmful Interference to Terrestrial Services System. In this system, we have, for the moment, we have mainly provided 2 functionalities. One is to submit reports, so every administration can log into the system through its authorized user or users, then and to submit the reports for the harmful interference case or a case of infringement. The other functionality that we have provided is to access the archive of the communications. For the moment, we have provided the archive since 2005, so the last 20 years. All those communications already being exchanged between the administrations and the Bureau are migrated to this system and are accessible. So there are different ways of providing information. One is that through e-form, there's a form on the website, so you can just fill the information in and then click on submit. The other one is that we have created a kind of coded templates in 3 different formats. So there is an Acrobat PDF file that you have fields, so you can fill in and submit that file. There is also an Excel file and a Word document file. These files are coded, so as soon as you submit them, we can, in the Bureau, we can electronically read and verify the data. So this will reduce the manual work. Yeah, I will show in the next screenshots how the system will look like. This graph shows the flow of information between the administration which is interfering, and the other one which is interfered, and the Bureau which is in between somehow. This is the amount of information that I just mentioned a few minutes ago that exists in the archive of the system. So the administrations that are totally about 123 administrations involved in this system can access this information. These 2 screens show the data entry of the system. The one on the left side is the form. So in this form, we can upload a cover letter, and then we can add Appendix 10 or Appendix 9 forms, and then additional information such as measurement data, maps, log files, and all those things which you may think might be useful for the Bureau or for the other administrations to locate the source of interfering signal. And the one in the right side shows how you can browse for a file and upload a file from your computer, which is already prepared. This screen is just a sample of a screen showing the archive. So when a user from country Y logs in, so in the top of the screen, you see it's written user Y. So this user is from country Y. So in the list, that user can see the cases having that country Y as being interfered or as an interfering administration. And then in that list, that user can choose any of those cases of interference. And then in the bottom of the page, the content of that communication will be loaded. So then again, we see 2 boxes. The box on the left side shows the different contents of that message. So normally you send an email with like 10 attachments. So different attachments are there. By clicking on every one of them, you can see the content of that file in the box in the bottom right of the screen. So in this case, that is a PDF file for a report of harmful interference, which is an Appendix 10. So this year, May 24, we requested few administrations to participate in a test phase for this application, and we provided them the link, and they also introduced some focal points. So those users are now active. They have started working with the system, and we are gathering the feedbacks to to improve the system and to make it available for general public, I mean, for all administrations, for official use. Thank you very much.